You're watching Outside. Our tour of the White Mountains has brought us to one of the most iconic spots anywhere in the White Mountains. It's the Omni Mount Washington Resort. I'm here with Craig Clemmer. And Craig, how can you describe where we are right now?
Well, I would say we're probably in the most beautiful spot in New Hampshire myself. We're out here on the Omni Mount Washington golf course, the Mount Washington course, which was installed in 1915 by Donald Ross himself. And ever since we did the restoration of this course, it's been the #1 public course to play in the entire state of New Hampshire.
It's beautiful. I have been playing a few courses myself this summer, and it's always amazing when I get here to see just the beautifully manicured fairways, and just if you want really nice greens, this is the place to come.
Absolutely. You know, when they did that restoration a few years back, a company called Silver Cornish brought back the Donald Ross to the way that it was meant to be. Those cross bunkers, that risk reward that he's known for, it really is a phenomenal facility. A company out of New Hampshire called Silver Cornish did the restoration of it, and Brian Silva tells a great story about being out here. He goes, Craig, for a mountain course to be in this river valley, he goes, there are no bad holes. You've got this approach, like we're standing here on tee number 5, going right back to the hotel. Tee number 6 goes directly at Mount Washington. He goes, there are no bad holes. So it really is quite an asset, not only for the hotel, but obviously for the state of New Hampshire.
It's quite beautiful, and you have several deals. We're filming this in July. I know through the end of July. Kids play free?
Kids play for free, yeah, absolutely. We want to bring a whole new generation into this the sport that we love. Maybe not good at, but we love the sport anyway. So it's great to be able to get out here with families and golf. And actually, in the month of August, Omni's doing this great thing called the Omni Generational Cup. So we are one of the qualifying sites for that. So the only rule is you have to play with somebody else in your family that is of a different generation. So, grandfathers can play with a granddaughter, aunts can play, with one of their nephews. But coming up here, once you qualify for wins that tournament, actually goes to the PGA Frisco Omni down in Texas, where the national headquarters for the PGA is, and plays in that final cup down there as well. So it's kind of neat to be able to bring that not only to our guests, but also to the state of New Hampshire.
All right, and obviously the course is open to the public, so just call the clubhouse for tee times?
Absolutely. You can go online, look for available tee times, but just give a call, make up a tee time, and you can either play the Omni Mount Washington course or the Mount Pleasant course, which is the 9-hole out front. Some people actually say it's a little bit more difficult. That Finley course actually predates the hotel. It was the original 9-hole golf course for the Mount Pleasant house that was across the street.
I think I've taken exactly one stroke on that course for a video shoot. I've got to get back because that one actually, that has an appeal to me. I've got to try that one out.
Absolutely. It definitely has lure. They always say it's got a lot more water crossing it, and that seems to be what my golf ball does. It finds water.
And of course, this is just the tip of the iceberg when we talk about things to do around the Omni Mount Washington Resort. There's the golf, but across the street we can see the Mountain Bretton Woods Resort. And a lot of things to do there as well.
Absolutely. Obviously this time of the year, it's all about scenic gondola rides. People getting up there on top of a mountain for the first time a lot of times in their lives, to be able to get up there with that beautiful facility, the Rosebrook Lodge. We've been doing a great series of full moon dinners this year, and we've done so well with those. People are so interested. We're actually going to extend that through the winter season as well. So if you can't get one of the full moons this season, please look at the calendar and try to make sure that you make your reservation well ahead of time. But it really is about exploring the mountains up there, whether you're doing some hiking, whether you're over here doing some mountain biking as well. But one of the things that really is a crowd pleaser and definitely on everybody's bucket list is the Bretton Woods Canopy Tour. So we've just had phenomenal outreach about that again, especially post-COVID, people getting back out there, going through that whole Canopy Tour system. It's phenomenal. It's a guided experience. So you're getting up there in those old growth hemlocks. You're doing, 2 sky bridges, 3 rappel stations, 9 zips that bring you all the way down through Bretton Woods, right back down to the base lodge.
It sounds surreal no matter which activity you're doing, the mountaintop dining under a full moon or zipping over the canopy. It's all a little bit breathtaking in its own way. But it doesn't end there. If you're looking for a little culture, you guys have been doing some music series here at the resort as well.
Yes, we have. We've had a great relationship with the North Country Chamber players. They'll be playing here next month as well. We just had a very successful experience with Branford Marsalis, who actually was their a guest for the chamber yesterday. Excuse me, on what day is today? Last Saturday. So 350 people showed up for that event, and we look forward to a bunch of other successful events. But we always have a little bit of music and maybe a few libations as well. Anytime you come to the hotel, it's a phenomenal experience from a musical performance side, but obviously just for sitting out here and enjoying these views.
And there are so many options for dining, whether it's the main dining room or you mentioned, the mountaintop dining at the Rosebrook Lodge. It's whether you're touring the White Mountains or maybe you're just coming up for a special occasion, a birthday, an anniversary. This is the place. You got to make sure to put this on your stop list.
Absolutely. Whether you said like the fine dining that you would experience in the main dining room, people do love like Fabian Station, for example. So coming up here for either a lunch or a dinner there, but probably one of my favorite places on property is the Bretton Arms Inn. We're blessed enough to have 2 Four Diamond restaurants on property, and the Bretton Arms is very much of a chef-inspired restaurant. Chef Jonathan just does a phenomenal job. He's recently rejoined the team and really puts out some great plates. So once again, if you want kind of a slower pace, definitely more of a refined palate, and it's such a cozy little space down there. So even coming in, having a little musical performance on a Friday down there, enjoying a glass of wine in the bar, and then having just an absolutely fabulous meal down there at the Bretton Arms. I don't think there's a better place to eat up here in the North Country. And believe me, I've eaten at a few places.
I have been there too, and it is exquisite. What's the word I used before? Surreal. It's the dining surreal here at the Omni Mount Washington Resort. So much to do, but we have to leave a little bit for you to discover on your own. Craig, anything else before we say goodbye?
No, I think everybody should just have an opportunity to get out here, enjoy the White Mountains in its full glory, and there's no better place in the White Mountains than for me at the Omni Mount Washington Resort.
All right, we've been talking with Craig Clemmer of the Omni Mount Washington Resort here in Bretton Woods, New Hampshire. Some people teeing off behind us. We should end this on a quiet note. You're watching outside.